Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rylan. How are you doing tonight? I'm hitting the transition button, but I don't want to do that one. That's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. That's cool. May or may not here tonight. My name's Rylan. I'll be your streamer this evening. We were talking in the Clan Silverwind Discord earlier today about D&D. Some jokes were made, some ha ha ha, and some people were like, "Oh, well, you know, I just don't know how." Hello, Leilena. How are you? And I figured, you know, what better way to kind of sort of get people started than to go ahead and jump into D&D stuff. So there's 3 online places that I know of that are pretty cool. You can do D&D stuff. One of them is a website called Roll20.net.
And we give them money.
I was paying the subscription, but I play less on here now because I found a live group that I play with here in town. So now my money goes to the second website, which is DNDBeyond. If you watch or listen to the Critical Role podcast on Thursday nights, the Critical Role Twitch stream, I listen to a podcast format because it comes on at 9 and runs until 1 a.m., which is a little late for me on Thursday nights. So I listen to the podcast, but they use D&D Beyond, and I can kind of go over some of that. And then the third place, number 3, is Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds is pretty cool, and each of them have their pros and cons. So I figured, why not? We're gonna try and make the same character in all 3. If you have any questions, feel free to just like post them in the chat. I think I've got a chat window. Yeah, I got a little chat window. A little chat window that's gonna pop up.
Yeah, I can't stand here.
Yeah, no, it's right there, right now, right there, right there, right. But when we go to the other camera, it's gonna be down here. It's gonna be down here, which may or may not be seen. It's kind of on that white background. So let's go ahead and jump into Roll20. Oh no, I've lost all my things. I've lost things. Got another browser there, and then OBS. Yeah, I know I'm still in big screen. I got 3 monitors. I had to pull all my stuff over to monitor number 3. So we're transitioning now in a second. Go with that one. Is that better? Is that better? Are you happy? Are you happy? We've gone to Roll20, and I really wish there was a background. I really do. I wish there was a background on the chat box, because that's kind of hard to see. I might take that off. I'm gonna take that off because it's hard to see right now. I'm gonna hide that. All right, here we go. This is the Roll20 website when you log in. Lorena, you're amazing. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits.
I'm amazing. She's just great.
Okay. You're great. My wife is amazing because she made me dinner. So this is the Roll20 website. Actually, I think that browser source is a little big. We're going to shrink that down a little bit. Wow, yeah, that's freaking. There we go. We've shrunk it down. All right, so in Roll20, home games, marketplace, tools, community. Community has an awesome forum, and wow, there's a code of conduct. And this is where I started in looking for group. I found a group. I played with them for 4 years on here. The same group. It's really hard to find an awesome group like that, but I did. So, if you find a group, or you just feel like making a character, you can create a new game or join a game. And I'm gonna hit create new game. You give it a game name. Test game for stream. Optional choose a character sheet. We're gonna go with Dungeons. Except I can't spell. Dungeons and Dragons. 5e. I think it's community contributed. Nope, that's the old character sheet. We don't like that one. 5e shaped, I think, is the new one. Nope, that's not it either. As you can see, there's a bunch of different character sheets. There's the one. There's the one we're going to use. The 5e by Roll20. Let's go ahead and I'm ready to create game. She is amazing. We're going to go ahead and launch into the game. And because I created the game, I will be listed as the Dungeon Master. I don't... Stupid pop-ups. Remember, don't allow. Probably didn't see any of that. Alright, ready? Boom. So we're in game. First thing we need to do is make a character. We're going to name this Leyrena's character. This can be changed later. Character. It was a long day at work. And then you would add it to a player's journal. And then save changes. So now there's a character sheet over here. Yay! When you create the character, now in Roll20 they have made what's called the Character Mancer, which basically is a easy mode character creation tool. Avaste, okay, is that what you want the character to be named? She is a level 5 tiefling. Got it. Well, we're going to make her a level 1 then. We're going to use the Character Mancer. Actually, let's do this. We'll name her that. So in the Character Mancer, it gives you some stuff. You can opt out of it, or you can hit next. Or hit next. And then we choose a race. Now, in Roll20, it just uses the basic rules. The basic free rules. So your basic races are in here. But you can purchase additional content, which makes this populate. I've got the player's handbook on Roll20, so it will allow me to use the player's handbook stuff. So if we make a tiefling and we choose an alignment, I mean, knowing Leyrena, she's freaking chaotic neutral. And it gives you all the information about tieflings. Their size is medium, their speed is 30. 1 inch, a 1 inch square is 5 feet. So if she can move 30 feet, she can move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5 squares. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 6 squares, sorry, 6. That's your 30 feet of movement. Tieflings have 2 language proficiencies, Common and Infernal, and they have resistance to fire damage. They also have dark vision, so if it's dark outside, they can see in darkness as if it was dim light up to 60 feet. Now, you can also choose Standard Tiefling or Custom on here. Yeah, I knew you were chaotic neutral. I knew it. I know. We're just going to go with Standard Tiefling because we're going to use the same character for each. Standard Tieflings have a +2 to Charisma and a +1 to Intelligence, and they know the Thaumaturgy cantrip. So it also has all of that information over here on the side. We're going to click Next, and we're going to go to Class. I don't know what class she is. I'm gonna guess she's probably a sorcerer. Sorcerer, maybe. God, this looks and smells so good right now. And let's see. Irena hadn't said anything, so we're gonna make this character a sorcerer. It's a sorcerer. They get proficiencies in dagger, dart, sling, quarterstaff, and light crossbow. they get to choose 2 skill proficiencies. A sorcerer can choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, Religion. We're going to do Arcana, and we're going to do Intimidation, because I'm sure that... Really? She's a rogue? Well, we're doing a sorcerer, because that way we get to play with spells, too. It's very important. And then, as a sorcerer, you can choose their sorcerer's origin. They can be draconic, they can be a wild magic, or they can be custom. I personally prefer the wild mage. So we're going with wild mage. Yes, dearest. Love of my life. Yeah? Okay. Raylene. So we're going to go with Wild Magic. Wild Magic Sorcerer gets Tides of Chaos, a Wild Magic Surge, and this is their starting equipment. It's listed down there. We go ahead and click Next. Then we get to choose how we will do our abilities. You can do Standard Array. Standard Array is 16, 15, 14, 13. No, 16, 15, 14, 12, 10, 8. I don't know why I said 13. I was just counting backwards. Roll for stats, and if you do roll for stats, you can actually roll in Roll20 and it'll roll and give you your stats. So we'll hit it. So, ooh, we rolled an 18, and that also pops up in the chat. Those are actually pretty decent stats. So 9, 10, 10, 12, 13, 18, and if you mouse over them in the chat here, it will actually show what the roll is. The gray number is the one that got dropped. So a 2 there, a 3 there, a 1 there, a 2, a 1, and a 2. So if we were to use these stats, you would just click which stat point you want to use for that. We're not going to do that. I like, personally, either point buy, where you have a 27 point buy, and you can spend up to 27 points, and it tells you how many points you have. A 15 is worth 9 points. And 7, that is 5, that is 4, and so on. Right? If everything was 8s, you don't spend any points. I prefer either point buy or the standard array. Just because if everyone rolls for stats, it becomes super chaotic, and you could have somebody that rolls all really awesome stats, and you have another person that rolls really poorly. So, just for balance purposes, I really like either standard or point buy. Now, if we're rolling and I roll amazingly well, I'm awesome. I've got a character that I played in a campaign, and I rolled like 12 to 14 for everything, but I rolled a 6. I rolled 3, 2, 1, 1. And I played him. I gave him a 6 intelligence, and he's a human, and he's dumb enough that he thought he was a dwarf. And everybody really liked the character. For me, he was really fun to play. But we're going to do these. Now, sorcerers use charisma as their spellcasting modifier. So we want to have our best stat in charisma. But because we get a +2 charisma for being a tiefling, I'm actually going to do the 14 there, and I want to put a 15 in constitution. Just so later, this is going to end up being a 16 because of my +2 charisma. So I'd put 15 there. I'm going to go 13 int, 12 wisdom, 10 dex, and 8 strength because I'm a sorcerer and I don't need a lot of strength. Notice it won't let me put 2 10s. Boom, 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 boom. So my final stats would be 8 strength, 10 dex, 15 constitution, 14 intelligence, 12 wisdom, 16 charisma. And then it tells you kind of what stats are important for what races or what classes here. We're a sorcerer, so we want to have a higher charisma. Then it explains what the points are and how many points in point buy, what everything costs. Now we choose our background. Our background affects our money, our starting money, additional starting equipment, and some additional skills or languages that we can learn. If we start as an acolyte, which I wouldn't do as a sorcerer because background stuff. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's do a background of. What do you think? What do you think? Charlatan? Maybe? Charlatan? So as a charlatan, we have skill proficiencies in deception and sleight of hand, and we get tool proficiencies in disguise kit, forgery kit. Then we have a little false identity bonus thing here, and we can choose a scam that we run. What does what do? What does what do? I'll wait. I'm gonna try and take a bite of this super hot food. Oh, a charlatan, they're basically like a con artist. You've always had a way with people. You know what makes them tick. You can tease out their heart's desires after a few minutes of conversation, and with a few leading questions, you can read them like they were a children's book. It's a useful talent and one that you're perfectly willing to use for your advantage. Yeah, you're a con artist. You're an evangelist. You're good at talking people into things that they probably shouldn't do. Used car salesman, right? They can be fun to play. So you get to choose a scam, cheat at games, insinuate myself in people's lives to prey on their weaknesses, put on new identities like clothes, run sleight of hand cons on street corners, convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money. We're gonna do that. And then you do personality traits. You don't have to select, you can roll. I lie about almost everything, even when there's no good reason to. And I pocket anything I see that might have some value. You choose ideals, your bonds, and your flaws as well. We're just going to roll for those because they'll be fun. Flaw, I can't resist a pretty face. Now, in Roll20, when you roll for them, it also pops it up over here in the chat. So you can see the number that was rolled, and you can read it without having to do the drop down. Your background also gives you access to equipment, additional, and money. And charlatans start with 15 gold. When we go over to the equipment, how would you like to choose it? You can do class equipment, or you can do starting wealth. Starting wealth, you roll for gold, and then you have to buy stuff individually. Class equipment, you actually will get more than if you roll for gold. So our class equipment for a sorcerer, we get 2 daggers. Then we have to choose either light crossbow and 20 bolts or any simple weapon. We're going to do that. Component pouch or an arcane focus. I like the arcane focus myself, but you can do component pouch. So I will let me get through this, and then I'll answer that question. Explorers pack or Dungeoneers pack. We'll do the Explorers pack, and then we get to choose a item. We'll do stoppered bottles filled with colored liquid because we're charlatan. And next, and then we choose spells. We'll do firebolt because everybody likes good firebolt. We'll do light because some people can't see. We will do minor illusion, and we will do prestidigitation. So as I select the spells, it pops over on the side what the spells are. I click the little information thing. Firebolt is a damaging spell. It tells you what it does. It tells you the die. Then as a sorcerer, we get to choose 2 level 1 spells. We're going to do Magic Missile, because everybody knows what Magic Missile is. It's probably the either number 1 or number 2 most well-known D&D spell. Magic Missile and Fireball are it. Fireball is not just a drink; it's a spell that will kill lots of things. So we did Magic Missile. That's a damaging spell, but a lot of times when you play D&D, you don't want to just do damaging spells. You can have a lot of fun with non-combat spells like Charm Person. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see in range. It has to make a Wisdom save. They regard you as friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed. It lasts for 1 hour. You can also do things like, let's see, detect magic, comprehend languages. That's a great one. You can't understand what somebody is saying because they're speaking a language you don't know, but you can cast comprehend languages, and you know all the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You can understand any written language. It can come in useful, but it also costs a spell slot. And you don't have that many at level 1. So we'll do Mage Armor and Magic Missile. Mage Armor is a defensive spell that basically boosts your AC up. As a sorcerer, you're squishy. And then we don't have any feats at level 1, so there's nothing to do here. And then here you fill out your biography, basically your age, height, weight, eyes, hair, skin. So we're gonna say that as a tiefling, and if we're unsure, I think it puts it over here. Tiefling names, their traits, their ages, mature at the same rate as humans but live a few years longer. So we want to say this tiefling is 30 years old. And then for size, same build and size as humans. So we're going to say that she is 5'7". And for weight, you put a weight. I'm not going to put a weight on her. Eyes, we'll say she's got purple eyes and hair, black hair. And despite certain streams and podcasts, tieflings are generally red to purple. So we're going to say it's maroon. Maroon. Not moron, maroon. And we have the review button. I could have clicked next, but I just clicked the button at the top. And it comes through and it tells you all the information kind of sort of that we've just generated. Once we're done, we're going to click apply changes and it builds the character. Yay! So here is our character sheet. Now these character sheets cannot be exported. They are only used in Roll20. That is one of the cons with using Roll20. But there's our core sheet and here's our spells. If we want to cast a spell, we literally can just click on the spell and it casts Magic Missile. Firebolt. It rolled to attack. It rolled twice because if we have advantage, we choose the higher number. If we have disadvantage, we choose the lower number. On a normal attack, we would just use the one in the left-hand column. Now, there are things you can do in Roll20 to tweak this, but generally this is how it rolls. If the 21 hits, we're going to click Firebolt in the chat, and it pops up and says we did 7 fire damage. Yay! So there's our character sheet. Your base stats are here. There's our 8, 10, 15, 14, 12, 16. Our modifiers are -1, 0, 2, 2, 1, 3. Our saving throws are here. Our actual skills are down here. Our hit points, our hit die, we only have 1 hit die at level 1. Our armor class is here. We don't actually have any armor, which is why something like Mage Armor is helpful. So if we cast Mage Armor, it becomes 13 plus our Dexterity modifier. So our AC would be 13 plus 0. So our armor or AC would be 13. If we needed to change that, I can click on the little cog here. And we will go to... Where is it? Where is it? It's been so long since I've used this. Ammo tracking. Armor. Custom AC. It's 13 plus Dex. Now we go back to core, and now our armor class is 13. Yay! It updates it when we just make a few changes. But because we cast a spell, we have to tick it off that we've cast a spell. Yay! Now you can obtain new skills as you level, or what you have marked on your character sheet is all you get. So as you level, and I don't know. Okay, they've done it. So previously in Roll20, as you leveled, you had to go in and manually make all your changes. Okay, I just rolled. We leveled up, so now I got to go here and hit this little cogwheel, and then we're now level 2. And then I go and I change my hit points manually, and you do all that. Now, as you level, you gain new abilities. So we're going to hit Launch Charactermancer, level plus Charactermancer. We're going to hit that. We're going to hit Next. And we're now level 1 plus 1 to level 2. So we gain sorcery points. I don't know what flexible casting is. It's not popping up. Let's see. Let's scroll down here. Maybe they mean font of magic for that. No, that's sorcerer points. Anyway, so we can either roll for hit points or we can take the average. The average hit point is your hit die, which I believe for a sorcerer is. Let's go down here. Our hit die is a d6. So it's half a d6 plus 1 is our average, which would be 4 plus our con modifier, which is 2. So if we take the average, it's going to be 6. I know, complications. We get new subclass features. Starting at level 1, we already have that. At level 2, we get Font of Magic, which was probably on this other one. Font of Magic. And it explains what it is. And these also pop up on your character sheet, and I'll show you where those are in just a sec. Tap into a deep wellspring of magic within yourself, which this wellspring is represented by sorcery points, and then it tells you what sorcery points are. Oh, here's flexible casting. You can use it to gain additional spell slots. Those skills go up as you level up and gain additional attributes. So at level 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19, you can take ability score improvements, which would allow me to bump my charisma to 18, because you get 2 points. You can either do 2 in one skill or 1 in 2 different skills. Either 2 in 1 or 1 in 2. So if I wanted to, I could bump my strength up to an 8, which would make this 0, which means and we can actually do that. We'll make it so we're level 4. All right, and then we're going to do average, and we're going to hit next, and we get to choose meta magic, which can be, it's all of that's explained over here. So we're going to do quicken spell, and we're going to do twin spell. And then ability score increase at level 4. We're going to hit that. So if we go to our just for the poops and giggles, I'm going to hit cancel so we can go back and see this. So right now our charisma is at 16, so we get a +3 to our charisma abilities. Like deception is a 5 because we're proficiency in it. We're proficient in it, so we get our 3 plus our proficiency bonus, which is 2. So our deception and our intimidation are charisma, and we're proficient in them. They have the little check mark. But performance is a 3 because we're not. We don't get the bonus. Now we're going to go back to the Charactermancer here. And I'm going to say that we gain the levels to get to level 4. We're going to do the average. We're going to do the same thing we just did a second ago, but in a different order, because why not? Ability score increase. We're going to go ahead and bump our charisma up to an 18, so now it's a +4. Next, oh, we got spells. And we got spells. I get one more of those, so I'm going to click that. And then we can add 3 new spells. So we're going to add invisibility, we're going to add shield, and we're going to add detect magic. Click next, review. So we see that our change was here. Our hit points went up by 26, and we're now a level 4. When we apply changes, remember, those skills were +5. Now deception is a 6, intimidation is a 6, and our performance and persuasion are 4s. So those went up because we leveled. That's basically how you maintain your character sheet on here. And then you usually will have tokens. I'm going to go, I spent a little bit of money on this website too. We're going to go heroic characters. We're actually going to type in tiefling. Or down here, I think they're called demonkin. That those are all non-castery. I don't care. We're grabbing this one. So there's our character token. And we're going to assign this token to that character. Show nameplate. Our green is going to be our hit points. Our blue is going to be our AC. And our red. This is all stuff that the DM would do and hopefully set up. Passive. I want it to be passive perception. I thought our passive perception was better than that. Yeah, that's it. That's our passive perception. Is an 11. So, and then, there's our character. We can move the character around. We can turn the character if we need to make him march up and down stuff. And we use tokens in Roll20 versus minis on a live tabletop game. And if we wanted to do something like roll initiative, we would click our token, and then we would come over here where it says initiative, and we're going to click initiative. And our initiative was a 15. That would pop up on our turn order tracker. We'll do it again. Token, we're going to click initiative. We rolled, oh my gosh, we rolled 1. See how it's red? That means that was the lowest score possible. There's a 3. Oh, there's a 20. A 20 is green because it's the highest score possible. Now, if you wanted to find a group on here, because you can play games on here, you'd have to leave the game. And we're going to go to community. We're going to go back to the forums. We're going to go into the looking for group forum, and there's groups. Looking for player, 5th edition, Saturday nights. Ha ha ha, get it. Looking for 3 or 4 more players. And there's pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of people looking for games, looking for players, looking for groups. And it's not just D&D 5th edition. Looking for player for Deadlands, looking for D&D 5e, Pathfinder. There's a game, Bunnies and Burrows 3rd edition. So you can play more than just D&D on here, which is cool because I've actually played a few games of like the Marvel Heroes or something like that. I can't remember. And we've played a game. I've played a couple of games of a game called Shadowrun, which I will play again. So that's what you can do on Roll20. Now, the downsides of Roll20, the character you create, unless you pay the subscription, you have to create a new character for each game. If you pay the little fee, let's see, my account, we can go to manage subscription. And a basic account, which is free, you get 100 megabytes of space. And it tells you all the stuff you get. The Plus account, which is the first paid one, is $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. And then I was a pro account for a while, and it was $10 a month, and it gives you all kinds of stuff, and it was amazing. But because I don't really play on here anymore, I stopped paying for it, and I'm just using the basic free account. So those are those. If you have the Plus account, you get access to the character vault, which you can take a character and you can put it in the vault, and then if you find a game, you can take it out of the vault and use it in that game. Another downside is it's an online game, and for those of you that have played games like World of Warcraft and know how difficult it is to find people for a raid, it's difficult to get people to show up every single week because it's an online game. They may or may not feel like playing that week. So a lot of games on here will only go a couple of weeks and then they fall apart. So that's one of the downsides. Another awesome tool that you can use for your gaming, and I'm going to jump over to the overlay. We're going to use that. Is Fantasy Grounds, and we'll look at DNDBeyond last. But Fantasy Grounds is you can get the free version of it. I have got the I bought the license for it, so I can play with other people that just have a basic license. There's a bunch of different stuff you can get, and just like Roll20, you gotta buy modules in here too. But if I'm just wanting to do a character, I don't have to join a game or anything. I can just hit manage character. I don't want to highlight a campaign because I'm not. Oh, I did it for a campaign. I'm a dummy. But it loads up, and this is an actual standalone program. It's not necessarily. Oh, it's a beholder. It is not. It's not in a browser like Roll20 was. And let me go ahead and move this. We'll move it over here so it's out of the way. Hey, look at that. It's over here. So, I got buttons on the side, and see all the buttons? Oh, yeah, but you can't. Yeah, you can see the browser. Okay. So, you got buttons over here on the side, and these control all of your stuff. The PC is player characters. And I just like the beholder. If I want to create a character, I hit PCs, bring up the character selection, hit the plus sign, and there's my character sheet. Right, it looks a little more simple because everything on this one is tabbed. So the main part of my sheet is here where it says main, and it's really hard to see. I'm very sorry. It's just tiny to begin with. And then I've got a tab that says skills, and there's all of our stuff, our deception, our intimidation, perception, performance. Yeah, it's very small. I think I have my UI turned down very small on this because with this one, with it not being full screen, and I right clicked and I can restore window, and it makes it a little bit smaller. I actually have this dragged across two monitors. So like this is one monitor, and this is my other monitor over here. And it actually goes way off the screen. Like this is the left side of my second monitor. I've got it drugged in all the way. All the ways. We're gonna go back to where it's just on one. Anyway, yeah. It's tabbed. Oh, and once I click the create new character, I can close that. I don't need that box anymore. But yeah, our main, our skills, our abilities, as we create our character, all of the abilities will go here. Our character's inventory, any notes about the character, a log of stuff that happens, and any actions that they can do. So, we're going to create a character. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our library, which is this button down here at the bottom. It's a little hard to see. I'm sorry. A little bottom thing is covering it. So our library houses all of our books. So I got an error message, but oh well. We're gonna work it. We're gonna work through this. Anything that I currently own is in this little data module thing. So we've got our player's handbook loaded right here. I also have a couple of other books, and as I click load, they should pop up in the rules section. But we're only going to work out of the player's handbook. I'm going to unload that. When I click player's handbook, it gives me all of my stuff, my classes, and my races, and my skills, which I don't really need. The only three that I really need for creating the character are classes, races, and backgrounds for now. So our race was what, a tiefling? So over here where it says tiefling, I'm going to grab the dragon that's next to the word tiefling, and I'm going to come over here where it says race, and I'm going to drop it. And down here it says race tiefling added to, and we haven't named the character yet. And it set our base speed, and it set our intelligence and our charisma and our ability score increase added to, and it automatically set all that on there. So we made a tiefling, and we're gonna make a sorcerer. So I'm gonna come over, I'm gonna grab the dragon extra sorcerer, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna drop it on class and level. Then it pops up and says, "Hey, you need to select 2 skills." So we're gonna do, I think we did. No, we didn't. We did Arcana and Intimidation on the last one. We checked those off. Boom. And now we need to choose our background, or our sorceress origin option. We went with wild magic. Boom. And it added all of that stuff onto the character sheet. We're a sorcerer level 1. On our abilities, there's the abilities that we looked at earlier. Our skills, Intimidation, Arcana are checked. Next, we need to grab our background. So we're going to go to background. We did a charlatan, and we're going to drop it here. Charlatan, and it added all of our stuff. Now, this is the tricky part. Because we're a sorcerer, we can come over here to sorcerer, and we need to go to our spell casting. And it says at level 1, we gain spellcasting ability. At first level, 4 cantrips. So we're going to go scroll down. Oh, sorry. We know 4 cantrips. So we're going to come down here to... Oh, now we need to open spells. And let's see, is it in here? Nope. You know where it is, though? It's right here. Spells. And we need spells for a sorcerer. So there's all of our sorcerer spells. And as we get done with the box, we can close it. We don't need it open anymore. So for spells, I'm going to go to actions. And I'm going to start dragging cantrips. So which ones did we know? We knew light. So I'm going to come over here to spells. I'm going to drop it. It added the light spell. And we do firebolt. Dropped firebolt, and we knew minor illusion, and we took prestidigitation. Here we took mage armor. Oh, look, as a first level spell, it made a first level spell. We also knew magic missile. So with Fantasy Grounds, it's drag and drop, which is awesome. And as we level up, which I can do that now without filling out the whole character sheet, because I'm quite sure that becomes self-explanatory. And I'm sorry, I just realized that my stupid face was sitting over the top of the classes box. Yeah, I know you want to. I mean, if we're gonna cast Magic Missile, all I gotta do is come over here and click Magic Missile. And it drops a die. I roll a 4 plus 1 is 5. I just rolled the die. It actually gives you a nice picture of a die. There's my magic missile. I rolled a 5, a 3, and a 3. So that's what, 11 damage with magic missile. they're really hard to see. I'm sorry. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and hide this bottom bar. Because at the bottom down here, there's actual dice. And you can roll the die. So I just rolled a 14. Now another thing you can do. Oh, that didn't work. It's not working. There we go. You can spin the die. I think that's my favorite feature. So there was a 10. And it puts the die back at the bottom. It's not about reading the words, it's more about the setup. Yeah, I know. I know. So, leveling in Fantasy Grounds. I'm going to take the Sorcerer and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to drop it. And now it says, it's hard to read, Sorcerer 2. And I want to level up again. So, boom, I'm Sorcerer 3. And I'm going to level up again. Boom, I'm Sorcerer 4. It says ability score improvements. And I can go and add my ability scores in. You can type them in the box, I think. No, how did you do that? I can't remember. I can't remember. It's been so long. You used to be able to type them in the box, but it might not let me since we're level 4 now. It might not let me do that. Abilities. Abilities score improvement. Or it might be just because it's so small I'm not clicking in the right spot. Oh, nope. Caps lock or number lock. Click on the box and you can type in it. There we go. So that's how you change all your scores there. So that is Fantasy Grounds in a nutshell. And it's more difficult to show on here, like the combat and whatnot. But like for initiative, I would just grab the die where it says initiative and I can roll it for initiative. And there's my initiative score. For combat, it's really neat because the tokens that are on the map, you can take your action and you can drop the damage die on top of the token and it does the damage to them, which is freaking neat. The con to Fantasy Ground is you're connecting to the DM's computer over their internet, and if they don't have good internet, you don't have good games. The same DM that DM'd the game that I played on Roll20 also DM'd a game in Fantasy Grounds that I was in, and we had issues every week because every week we have to connect to them and we'd have to re-download all of the game files, and he had a poor connection. And there were 4 of us as players, and if he didn't put the game up like an hour before for us to go ahead and start downloading, we might not get to play that night. Now, if you've got somebody with an awesome internet connection, a good upload, good download, you can have a good game. And this is an awesome site for it, or an awesome program for it. But it's all really dependent on your DM. So after that, there's one more site, and this is what I use. Let's go over here, and we're going to go back to the browser. I'm going to try this. I haven't done this one in a minute. Look at that. DNDBeyond. Search DNDBeyond. Now, DNDBeyond is what I'm currently using for my characters, and if I go over here to characters, to my characters. I don't know what that is. I can hit view and I can see what, oh, it says I haven't actually done anything with that character yet. So on here, you go to character builder and you can choose, do you want to do standard, quick, or randomized? We're going to do standard. Sorry. And then sources, allowing homebrew, critical role, playtest content. That's called Unearthed Arcana. You can turn all of this off and limit some of the stuff that gets done. Like Eberron is new official stuff. Magic the Gathering content is the last source book that came out, which is the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. I always turn them all on because all the DMs that the group that I currently play with, we like to have fun to an extent. If something is a little unbalanced, we kind of work to fix that. But you can go through here and set all your stuff. And then I've got a next arrow. Oh, I'm going to name it. There's my name. Avasti Avashinda. That's the weirdest name ever. So next, I can filter the source books down if I'm trying to narrow something down. I currently have all of the content available on D&D Beyond. So I have a lot of stuff. If all you have is the player's handbook, that's all you see. Or the basic rules, that's what you see. But I have all of the books. I like the books. I like the information. So we're going to make a tiefling. Look at all the tieflings that are available. We're going to do the basic tiefling. And we saw all this stuff earlier. So we're going to choose our race. We're going to choose our... Yep. Oh, and if you had things to choose from, they would be right here. And it should have let us choose skills, but it's not. Which is weird. We're going to go with our sorcerer again. Here we go. Here we go. Proficiencies. There's our skills. We got that from sorcerer. So we went with Arcana and we went with Intimidation. So we're going to do that again. Our origin, we're going to go with Wild Magic. And then next, an ability scores. We're going to do Standard Array. And we went 14, 15, 13, 12, 10, 8. So it updates them all. And as a Tiefling, we got +2 racial bonus here, and we got +1 racial bonus here. Come over to our description. We're going to choose our background. There's a lot more backgrounds on here. Be a scientist or a bounty hunter, or we're going to go with a charlatan. It populates our proficiencies and our tool proficiencies, and it gives us all of our stuff. And then for character details, our alignment, chaotic neutral. If you have a faith, you can put it there. We like to be comfortable, so we're spending 2 gold a day on lifestyle stuff because I want to be comfortable. And then you add all your other stuff here, add your traits, random. Oh wow, it did it again. We got the same one. Apparently this character is a liar. Random. And random. In character notes, you can add all your character notes there. As you develop the character out, and you can put your backstory here. On this specific area of the sheet, I've got my backstory. Chief Dancing Bear, how are you doing this evening? Wait, what do you mean, what am I doing? Was it because of my dancing? I think it was because of my dancing. So, I keep my game notes here. You did, what am I doing? The random. As we play, because I use a tablet instead of an actual character sheet. What do you mean the random thing? You didn't hear the entrance song. Why not? I don't even see it on here. There you go. I played it again just for you. Oh, the random. Sorry. The personality traits. Rather than going and selecting an individual one, I was just hitting the random button so it would generate one. That way, I mean, I was just trying to populate it so it had information there. But during the game, since I play on a tablet and occasionally on a laptop if we have an extra one available, because we're all super high tech, I will actually hit add notes and I can type there, and there's a different spot on the live sheet. Then we go to equipment, and we're going to do starting equipment. So we'll do that. We did the light crossbow on the last one with 20 bolts, the arcane focus, the explorer's pack, and we did 10 stoppered bottles filled with color liquid, and there's our 15 gold pouch, and we're going to hit add. Boop. And then what's next? We can either do an actual PDF character sheet and print it out with export, or we can just hit view character sheet, and it takes us to our digital version of our character sheet. So our stats are there. Our deception is still +5. Our intimidation is still +5. And it says what weapons we're proficient with, what tools, and what languages. And as you click on stuff, it gives you your description at the side, which is amazing. And then all of our actions that we can do are here. Our features and traits are here. And then the notes, my live notes, I can literally click on that and I can type, boy bought a basketball. The merchant's name is, I don't know, Horgriff. So I can keep it on here rather than me having to get pen and paper. And then my group actually, and I don't know if I should be showing this, but I'm going to anyway. Docs, because I don't remember the website. You're not my dad. Google Docs, and we're gonna go big screen because I'm gonna have to log in. So here we go. We're going back. You ready? You ready? So the group that I'm in, we actually keep a campaign diary of the stuff that's happened, so that if anybody forgets, we can go back, and it, because it's in a Google Doc, we can all edit it, which makes it pretty neat. And we'll do it by session, because in some of our stuff, let's see, is that it? I don't think this is it. Nope, that's not it. I think this is the big one. Nope, that's not it either. Where is it, guys? Is it this one? No. What am I doing? I can't find it. Player notes. No, we've already done that one. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the campaign when we're in, where we're all level 9. And for a minute we were naming them funny things like Slaughterhouse Rules and the Slodnanigans. But this was the session right here. I'm on a boat. I believe that everything got real. And yeah, parting ways was a sad one. This is the campaign we just did. My character's name is Victor, and where is it? Sacrifice, trial. Tells us that it better be worth it, and then drops dead. Victor died. My character died. I sacrificed myself. It was sad. It was the second session of me playing that character. And then notable NPCs. This is the most important thing for us because we can't ever remember people's names. So we've got them sorted out by areas. Right? Our associates that we know, these are all the people in town. And this was the another town and the bar that two of the characters own. So, yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Let's do the rip. Is there a rip? I think there's a rip. Yep. But yeah, so that's it. That's character creation. This specific thing, the con is you don't really use it in Roll20. You can. Some people will use Roll20 and just use the dice to roll and keep their character sheet on here because I like these character sheets. No sounds at all? I wonder. Yeah, I'm not seeing a desktop audio. Huh. That's weird. The music isn't on here either, but if I go to this one, I don't know. My OBS is acting up apparently. Because the desktop audio is here. You can hear music, yes? Barely. It's there though. Yeah, it's... I don't know why on this one there's no audio from my desktop. I'm not dancing. I danced earlier. Hey, there it is. I just added the desktop audio. You're welcome. Let's do this again for Chief. Because I'm sorry it wasn't working. Here we go. There you go. I'm sorry it didn't play earlier.
Well, rub my nipples with sandpaper and beat my wiener with nitroglycerin. Somehow that bitch got me.
Okay. So, Layrena, you've been here. Do you have any questions about creating a character on any of these services? I'll wait while I try and scarf down some dens. Also, yes, please come join us on the Clan Silverwind Discord. It is an amazing place. We, Rainick, who is currently streaming now, and, oh, hang on. Shout out, Nick. Shout out, Layrena. Rainick's currently streaming now, and his wonderful wife, Layrena, are Clan Silverwind. and they're doing some cool things. They're creating an amazing community, and we'd love for you to come hang out, be positive with us. And then there's also the old hype bear, Chief Dancing Bear, who is the hypiest of hype bears. She's also a member of the Clay and Silverwind Discord, and she also has her own. I don't have a link to it, but check her out. She streams most nights. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting some Vitus drainage. But for din dins, it's this Mexican cheesy salsa, corn, and black bean dish with some rice. And it's really good. But it was really hot earlier and I couldn't eat it before stream. So it's just been sitting here. I can smell it. I can smell it. So good. And I'll try not to bang on the desk. There we go. No. You can, but D&D Beyond is more for playing a group live with other people. You don't really play on here, I don't think. There might be a play-by-post in the forum. Dungeons and Dragons discussion, class, forum games. No. So yeah, this place is kind of cool. Because it is online, you can do different stuff here. Looking for players in groups. Play by post. If there's a group on here. So that's kind of neat. If you stream them, they can, but these aren't like a lot of the games you see on Twitch being streamed will use. Let's go back to Roll20. We'll go to games and my games. And one that I'm running. Go to this one. We'll go to this one. A lot of them will have the maps built in into their stream. Come on. It used to not have this countdown. I kind of like that. But you can see the rolls over here. And you'll see a lot of times, you'll see all this stuff in chat. And the maps. That's a cave. Now this cave, I believe, yeah. This cave I hand built. You say hand built. What do you mean hand built? These are all tiles, individual tiles. I like pieced it all together and lined it all up the way I wanted it to. Make a cave system. Then you have different maps. That was a dungeon I put together. Let's see, what other ones are there? Oh, this one's kind of neat. Here's another one I built. This thing's massive. Those are the squares, right? And there's a oh no, I picked it up accidentally. We're gonna go back to the map objects. So this guy right here, you can kind of see. Oh no! If you zoom out too far, it takes you back. And I keep forgetting that, and I do it every time. I have DM'd before, but mainly I'm a player. Yeah, I am mainly a player. I have the greatest of ambitions to be a DM, but I don't do it all that often. Did it again. I did it again. Because I'm trying to zoom out. Oh man, are you getting ready for some D&D steampunk crafting? Because I'm kind of anxious to see that. We're just gonna click the little button up here and zoom out this time, so you can see how big the guy is. So yeah, that's a big map. Wow. Super duper tiny. All right. Do you have any other questions other than that about specifically about character creation? I'm hoping I answered most of the questions that you may have had. Wow. I mean, it's watch parts. So I was looking at one video and a guy was like, "Yeah, I put like 400 parts into these watches, and he handcrafts all of them." I was like, "Good on you, bro." Okay, so with Roll20, you are not limited to how many characters or how many games you can join. With D&D Beyond, with the basic, without being a subscriber, I think you can have 6 characters. But you can be free on here, and I've got the I'm a subscriber on here, so I paid the yearly subscription, which, if you go girl, it was $55 for 12 months. But you can also get the books on here. What is
Here
that?
is a look at the.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. It scared me. Jesus. Clover scare cam right there. But yeah, you can buy all the books and whatnot on here, and then have access to them. I was really wanting to see like the subscription costs, because there's 2 different ones, and there's the GM one, and then there's the regular one. But yeah, all of the books. Yeah, right? Right. But the other cool part about DMD Beyond, campaigns. So all of your characters can be in. You can join campaigns with them, and other people can see the characters. And your DM can see your character sheet, which is nice, so they don't have to ask you every 5 minutes, "Hey, by the way, what's your passive perception, or what's your AC?" They can just pull it up and look at it. And then there's homebrew stuff, and you can look at all the rules and all of the books and the adventures and all of the spells and items and monsters. Kajari, when she was doing her 3 sheets 1 shot the other day, she was able to pull up the monsters and look for owlbear. I think it's one word. Oh, there it is, owlbear. And she can get all the information for an owlbear. Oh, you can partially do that on here in the compendium. I don't know if owlbear will be on there though. Oh look, there's owlbear. Gives you all the information about the owlbear. And in Fantasy Grounds, close that, close that, close that, close that. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to see it on here, because I'm in just the character. So let's I don't want to exit. Do I got to exit the program? I think I do. Oh, no, return to launcher. Create new campaign. Test string. Dang it, work. Maybe I gotta select a rule set. That's why. Ha 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 ha. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's see. I don't know if I can pull up Owlbear in here. NPC. All. I bet I gotta load a library. Encounters, tables, library, modules. We're gonna load that. What else do we want to load? We'll load that, and we'll load that, and we'll load that, and we'll load that. So player's handbook, NPCs, alphabetical. I don't think it's going to be in here. No, it's not. But you can pull up creature stats like that. And I know it's a little bitty. I'm sorry. That's hard to see. Finally set up the automatic commands in my stream. Nice. Did you switch over to Streamlabs chatbot? So that's the fantasy grounds. And there's the Roll20. And why is things going off? My phone's vibrating. I saw it making the microphone do funny things. Boom. Nah, it seemed way too daunting. Okay. Alright, so, unless anybody's got any more questions about, like, just random character creation, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one. Maybe get to bed at a reasonable time tonight. Maybe I do another one of these about, like, combat. R. Chief, I do the sound commands just in the Streamlabs chatbot and regular OBS. Lyrana, it is okay. Maybe we get together and we do like a Roll20 D&D game on stream one night. I would have to have 2 accounts. That way I could have one where I'm showing what you guys see, and another one, my main account, so you can't see what I see. Yep, that's it. That's what an owlbear looks like. And if you'll hang on 1 second, I got something. Hang on. This is my box. One of my boxes of minis. I have 3 of them. Yeah. Yep, chair hype. Is it in? Nope. I gotta put it down. It's so big. That's what she said. Oh. Yep, there it is. I knew it was on. So, oh God, I'm winded from bending over. Jesus. So, we're gonna go big screen. We're gonna go big screen for this. Ready? Do-dum. Do-dum. Is it Albert? Is it Albert? And I painted him. And he's like, raw. I think I posted a picture of him in one of the Discords. Yeah, all that back there. That's my wife's crafting stuff. There's paints there, and that box right there is more painting stuff, and that's all painting stuff because she does those paint pours. That it's hard to do. This is hard to do. And there's like DVDs and stuff and games all here, and there's yarn and 4 DVDs or games and candles. And yeah. Oh no. She does crochet, she does paint pours, she's done oh God, I'm bending down again.
What are you talking about, my?
They saw all the stuff when I got up.
I have a little bit of an obsession with yarn.
She has an obsession with artsy craftsy stuff.
Art, yeah.
She's done paint pours. She's done crochet. She's done quilting. She's done beaded jewelry, which I really wish she'd get back into because it's little bitty, tiny little beady things, but some of them are really cool stuff. Like she did what are those little things?
This is narrow it
the
down.
Crystals.
What?
The Swarovski crystal beaded jewelry stuff.
Follies.
She made something for a friend of ours' wedding. It was her wedding set. Oh, Leyrena says hi.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Right here.
yeah.
Russians. Yeah, I was like stuff.
She did this.
Stuff. I don't know. I like stuff.
Oh, almost dropped it.
It's not gonna hurt.
Chief Dancing Bear also says hi.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's crafting done here, but
Lots of crafting.
But yeah, and I think at some point I'm gonna like just do a chill like paint stream where I set all my paint stuff back up and I paint a mini and shit with everyone, and like 3 hours of me doing this.
That's just what we all want to see.
Right? I mean, some people do that.
Well, how about 3 hours of you housework?
Oh gosh, that's where we're gonna go ahead and end the stream tonight, folks. It's been fun. I hope I answered some questions. God, I gotta find a raid target. I gotta find a raid target. Who should we raid? Is there anybody streaming right now? I could go raid Rainick. I wonder what his stream is like. I think I'd like to go drop a stream on him. We're gonna go drop a stream. We're gonna go drop a raid on Drake. You guys want to go raid Drake with me? Hey, look, there's the wifey.
In my
in her in
Programming. Yeah, you're
in my Technicolor bathrobe that I specifically asked for, and she made, and she wears more than I do. So yeah.
not wearing it.
What? No, we're not doing that on stream. Get me booted off. All right, we're gonna go raid Drake. So if you guys will hold tight while I set the things up, I would appreciate it. Oh, do that, and yeah, I will see you fine folks Friday night. Yeah. Have a good night.
I'll take a no scope.
Hold on, I want to see how this turned out. Damn, dude!
Damn, son. Where'd you get that? Whoa. Hey, Rylan with a raid. Hey. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Oh, I'm getting wrecked. I died.
I tried.
No, you didn't.